Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this HP Pavilion all-in-one model 22-A113W. So first off, there are two little rubber covers here we're going to have to remove. I'm just going to use a small flathead screwdriver. There are little holes there that you just get in, and then you can pull that out just like that. Okay. One there, one here. This is my first time opening this, so hopefully this is correct. Let's go ahead and lift this up and take a look. We got two screws there. They're larger screws, so most likely we're going to be using like a PH or JIS 1 or sorry, JIS 2 or PH 2. Let's go ahead and grab one larger screwdriver bit. This is a PH 2. And let's see, that fits well. So we're going to go ahead and use this and undo the screw. And it's not actually a screw, but what it does is it pops this cover open when you twist it. So there you can see. Okay. So when you do that, it pops that open. Make sure you have a good size screwdriver that fits well, because if it's like wobbly in there, you can strip the screw and then you won't be able to open this. So pop that out. You can see it's popping it out quite a bit. I don't have my usual metal pry tool right now, so we'll see if I can pop this open, but okay, so we got like that. Oops, I popped it back in place. Do this again, twist it hard, you can see it pops that out. And then usually what you want to do is kind of go down and pull that out. I might have to see if I can pull the stand out first. Okay, so you can see I can pull on that, pushing with my thumbs, pulling with my fingernails, and it's popping out more. We're going to work our way over here, continue going down. Same thing, just going all the way across. It looks like the clip's already popped out. Go down here. Okay. This side didn't pop as much to the side, so let's see if twisting it more will help. Oh, this screw's kind of being a pain. This one might be too loose. Let me try a larger screwdriver bit, but I don't think it'll fit. This is a PH3. I don't think that will fit. Nope. Okay. So we're going to have to try and figure it out with this, because this is all we got. Pull that. And work our way down the side maybe. Oh, wow. The clips are really strong here. Let's see if we can somehow pop something out here, maybe. Or does this have a sliding mechanism? I don't see one. How would we get this out? Because even if I could pop the cover, this would be in the way, it seems. This thing clicked a little bit. Pushing this. Okay, maybe folding the stand all the way down. We have access to something here. It looks like there's this little piece. Can we pull this out? You can see it's kind of popping. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, the hard thing is you have to have the stand right up here. So let's see, can we get in this gap? It's opening up here. How am I going to have this pulled up? That's the thing. Let me see. I need to put something underneath here. Can I put that would raise it just about that much? Let's try this mat. Okay. That will work. Let's see if we can pop this out. Looks like it's opening a bit, but not quite. Okay, come on. Looks like it's gonna pop out. Not quite. Whoa! Okay, got that piece out. So this piece came out like that. It goes in like this, and then it kind of clips in. So yeah, that was kind of tough to get out, but there we go. Okay, then it looks like there's 4 screws in here. Let's get this thing back out. Alright, there's 4 screws. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it out with this because this screwdriver is so fat. I don't have my usual smaller set here. So let's try. We'll see. I might have to use the smaller one or a flathead screwdriver in the meantime. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to use a magnet thing to try and get those screws out. There we go. There's one. Okay. Second one. Oops. Second one. I hope it's just those 4 screws holding it. Because otherwise, it's going to be a pain. 2. Need to put something under to hold it up again. So I'm putting up something under the screen so I can tilt it. It's hard for you to see those screws now, but there's 2 more. Let's get that out. And hopefully those are the only ones we need. Okay. Let me see if I can magnetize this bit because it's not taking the screws like I need it to. There we go. Okay, so I rubbed the magnet on the screwdriver bit to get it to hold. Let's get the 4th one out and hopefully the stand will come out. Alright. Okay, so now you can see if you pull the stand forward, it can slot out. So it has these little hooks that go into there, and then it goes down, and then the 4 screws hold it in place. So there we go. We got that stand off. We'll set that aside. Okay, let's see now. Now let's go ahead and try popping it out again. Let's zoom back out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try popping the screen out again. This time now, this won't be holding it down, so hopefully it will come out a bit easier. Okay, so twist this again, counterclockwise, and you can see it's popping out these clips. I don't know what's going to happen with the CD drive here. Maybe I should try using a needle or something to pop that out. Let me see if this will reach. Nope. Okay, let me go get a needle or something and I'll be back. Okay, so we have this little pin. We're going to try, there's a hole in the CD drive slot here. So we're going to wiggle that in. There we go. Can eject that. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can take this out or if it might be stuck there. So this piece might actually come up with this cover, and then there's going to be a ribbon cable attached to the other side, so we're going to have to just be very careful opening this, I think. Alright, so we're going to go across, pushing with my thumbs on the back, pulling with my fingernails. You can see it's popping out. Work our way over. And again, this side is much more difficult, so we'll have to see if we can pop it open. I'm going to push with my thumb on the front part and pull with my fingers. And just pull harder. Push both fingers out. This one this way and this one this way. Okay. Oh, God. And you want to make sure you have a soft surface in case it just like flops over, but let me see what I can do. I need wow, these clips hold way too strong. Okay, I'm gonna try and go down the side here. Okay, nope, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna need like some really good pry tool or something. Come on, pop this guy open. Oh, ooh, okay, that was dangerous. There you go, use more force. I can actually see some panels in there now. Let's go ahead and go over. Be careful not to jab into the speakers there, or you're gonna lose the sound, or it's gonna sound really bad. Okay, and I'm also wrapping a finger over this way, so if I pop it, I can catch that. Okay, so there we go. All right, and it's coming out more. It's still being somewhat of a pain. Let's see. Let's lay it on its screen and then see if we kind of lift this up. Maybe wiggle it around a bit. There we go. Wiggle it, wiggle it. Slowly keep opening. It's working. Oh yeah, there's definitely a cable going in there. You can see this goes to the CD drive. So I'm not going to take the CD drive out or the optical disk drive out, but if you wanted, you can unroute all this cabling and you have more room to work. There's a screw here holding that. Looks like a PH1, maybe JAS1. You can pop this cable out if you want. So this cable comes out like this. I guess I'll just unroute this so you can kind of see. Okay, sorry I can't do too much zooming in there, but that's what this looks like. One screw, and then you can slide this whole optical disk drive out. If you want, you can get an adapter to use a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive or SSD, and then you can add another drive there. Set that aside. Let me zoom in more on the computer itself. Okay. So here you can see inside is a 3.5-inch SATA hard drive, this giant one here. We're going to be taking that out. I don't know if I'm going to be taking everything out in here because the only thing that's bad is the hard drive right now. It has this little control board. I'm not 100% sure what that's for. There's all these cables going into it. There's one connected down there, one connected over here, one connected here, going into here. Yeah, if you want to upgrade RAM, we're going to have to open up this panel. Maybe I'll show that, but... Yep, okay, this looks like camera cable going in there, and the fan, interesting, so it pulls air in here and probably also pulls some air in through here, and then it blows it out through the heatsink here to cool it down. Alright, hopefully this thing's not breaking, it's making some creaking sounds. Alright, so 2 screws here holding the connector down to this screen assembly, but I think we just need to remove this one, so let's go ahead and do that. Zoom in a bit. Alright, so let's see, can we do this with the PH2? Yes, we can. Undo that screw. Okay, set that aside. Interesting. I think this screw wasn't supposed to come out all the way. You can see it has a spring. Come on, focus. It has a spring on there. Right, interesting. Anyways, we'll just take that out and then we'll pull this little thing to slide it over. You might want to hold the rest of the computer down. And hopefully we're not missing any screws. There we go. Then this comes out. Okay. Technically, we don't really need this tray anymore, but we'll just take it out anyways because the drive we're going to be putting is a small 2.5-inch SATA SSD, which is just going to sit like this, and the rail thing's not really going to hold it, so I don't know. Anyways, we'll take these 4 screws out. If you want, you can actually get a 2.5-inch to 3.5-inch adapter. Oh, throw those off to the side. And then you can like fit that. It'll have like some metal plate to hold it in the correct place. But anyways, let's get these 4 screws out. Also, if you're gonna do this, if you're planning on starting completely new, you can just put the blank SSD in there. But I cloned it in advance, so I cloned this hard drive to the SSD there before swapping it. So that way, once I put it all back together and turn it on, it will be working just fine. Alright, so I undid the 4 screws on the sides, then this slides out. So you gotta slide the hard drive out of this tray, and there we have that. So this is a 2.5-inch or 3.5-inch SATA drive. And then we got this piece here. So like as you can see, nothing's really holding it here, so maybe I can just like tape it in place. I don't know, I'll need some tape. Give me a second. Alright, so let's see, how can we mount the hard drive here? So what you want to do, we'll take this out, or the SSD. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take a look at how this is mounted. So if we slot this back in here, you can see where the thing is lined up. So if you can line that up in the same spot there, then you can technically just tape it in place and you should be fine. Let's see here. So basically we're going to have the SSD sitting in this metal caddy like this somehow. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just get some tape and we're just going to roll it on itself since I don't have double-sided tape right now. So we'll take this, get some tape here. Okay, I'm just going to cut a piece. Okay, so we have a piece of tape like this, and what we're going to do, we're just going to roll it up like this, so that way it makes a tube double-sided. Okay, and because this is going to be held up by the connector, we really only need to have this side down here that holds it. So I'm going to put the tape like this. Okay, just like that, right? And then we can go ahead and get this here. Are we going to have a way to get in to pull this up? I'm not sure. Let's see. That would work best, so that way we can make sure it's guided in right. Make sure this piece goes underneath the SSD. Okay, line that up and slide that in place. This does have like a place for these feet to go. There's like little slots here that it goes under. It's hard to see, but yeah. So make sure you get that in right. Okay, line that up, slide it in, perfect. I'm going to get my finger in under here in this hole and hopefully, yep, I can lift the drive up from there. And you can see I pulled it up into place. And if you want, you can get like a thin screwdriver or something in there to help lift it up. So I'm going to use this tool and pull that up just like that. And if we want now, we can actually pull the SSD and the drive back out. Hopefully it holds really tight. There we go. And now we have this in the right position. See? So yeah, if you want, we can use some more tape here. We can also, because now this is sticky here, we can put tape on top and that will hold that piece of tape better. So let's go ahead and do that so we get a nice secure hold. Okay, we'll get some more tape here. Okay. And use like 2 pieces. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just cut this probably in two pieces. So we'll cut this one here. Alright, and we'll peel this just like that. And we got this piece. We're going to stick this on here. So lift that out of the way, and we're going to stick that to the sticky part. Actually, let's do it that way. Okay, so that way it's like double on both sides. And that shouldn't be able to go anywhere. And just for added safety, what we're going to do, we're going to stick the tape on to the drive this way, like this, oops, sorry, like that, and then we can actually push all of this down, just like that. Okay, doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and then push all that down. There we go. And because it's just tape, it's going to be removable. And you shouldn't have any issues. Alright, so there we go. And this SSD should be really secure. Yep. Alright, so we're going to get this back into place now. Slot that in. Alright, it holds well, you can see. Alright, put that back down. We'll now put this screw with the spring back into place. Okay, put that in there. Press that down. that. Good. All right. Let me show you inside this box if it's not too difficult to get to. Let's see here. I'll move that drive aside. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. And I need to figure out where all the screw locations are. This one, screwdriver is not too magnetic, so I'm going to try and magnetize it with this magnet one. Okay, and hopefully we'll be able to get good enough magnetization. All right, so we got that. We're going to get this screw out here. All right, we got one screw up here. It's hard to see at this angle, but doing what I can. Okay, that one out. Let's see here, what else we got. So we got those two. Does it go down? Looks like there's one down here. Hopefully you guys can see that one. So let me actually move this. Okay. All right, there we go. Got one more over here. Looks like a lot of screws are going to have to be removed to get this thing out. Okay, I think there's one down here. Keep all the screws in order because they are and can be different size, shape, and lengths. And mixing them up could cause damage to the computer. Okay, let me see here. I can't really see. I think that's all. And then it should swing over. There looks like there's some feet here. So let's try and go from here. And we're going to lift it up. Okay, you can see this is kind of swinging up. It is caught on something here. I'm not sure what. Go kind of slow. I might have to get a closer look up. So give me a second. I'm going to pause, get a closer look, and I'll be back. Okay, so we don't actually have to remove this screw down here. So let me put that one back in. Okay. It's so difficult without a decent magnet. Oh, that's why this one was weird. This one is not even a regular. So let me put that back. What size screw is that? That is a... Ouch. Okay, that is a T15, Torx 15. Okay, so oops, I need to magnetize that bit as well. I don't know why on this set they don't magnetize the bits, because it's so much nicer having magnetized bits. Okay, so I'll do that. Then we'll get this guy back in. No wonder why it was being a pain. Okay, it's hard to do it at this weird angle that I'm at, but there we go. Okay, and now we'll go back over to the PH2, and I missed this screw. That's why it wasn't coming out. Okay, hopefully that's the last one. All right, now let's go ahead and lift this up, right? Yep. Okay, then it lifts up and this comes out. Again, it has these feet that need to slot in first. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. I'm gonna lift this up for you guys. You can see there's a SATA connector here, SATA connector here. This looks like the power connector for maybe the SATAs. Got this ribbon cable that I'm not sure where it's going over here. Oh, it's going to the power button. So this is the power button and the power button ribbon cable. Okay, you got this connector here for the speaker, the right side. And you got this giant ribbon cable, which I'm not sure what it's for, probably the display. You got another cable connector here for this speaker, all these screws. Right, CPU does look to be upgradable, but keep in mind if you use one that's too powerful, it might overheat because you're limited to this cooling. All right, you got the RAM here. There's only one stick being used. It has a 4 gig PC3L 12800S, so maybe it might be a good idea to add another 4 gigs of RAM to this, or upgrade it to 16 gigs of RAM. But yeah, RAM comes out like all the other ones. Just pull the tabs away from it, and then if I had two hands it'd be easier, but do that, it pops up at an angle, and you can go ahead and pull that out. And there you go. But yeah, you can put as much RAM as you want usually, as long as it's the same speed, you should be okay. Some computers will support faster speeds, so you can even try other ones, but to be more safe, PC3L 12800S, any size will be fine, 8 gig, 16 gig. All right, you got a fan connector here. What else? The CPU unlatches like usual, like other CPUs. You push this down and then pull it over, and then it springs up. CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery. It's a normal CR2032. You can push this tab, it will pop up slightly. It helps to use a magnet to pull that out. Wireless card is right there. It has one screw, then it pops up and pulls out just like the RAM. Wireless antenna, if you're going to remove it, you want to pull up from the tail. Don't try and pry it up from here. Okay. Another connector here. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, it says webcam actually. So this is the webcam connector. This giant one here, do they label all of them? No. I don't think so. Actually, is it super tiny? Converter. So this says converter. Converter. This tiny one. Touch. This one says power. Oops, sorry. Touch, power. And then you got the hard drive, optical disk drive. You got this one is for optical disk drive power. Yeah, and I think that's about it. And I was right, this is the LVDS or screen connector cable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and put this thing back together. I probably should have waited to check because I could add more RAM. It would make this computer so much better. But this is a very bare minimum base model. So I don't know, but they might need at least 8 gigs RAM. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get this piece back into place. So this, we get this lined up, goes in at an angle. Okay. Let's see here. It's hard to do this looking at this way. So, okay, see the slot there and the slot there. So there's this slot here and this slot there. That's what this is going into. Okay, there we go. Get it. And then lower down. Make sure the screw mounts line up. Looks good. And we'll just get all the screws back in. And then we'll just snap the back cover back on. Snap the back cover back on. Snap the little hinge cover, or actually put the hinges back in. Snap the hinge cover back in place, and we should be good to go. We do have to also reconnect the optical disk drive connector, obviously. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Right, and then we'll get this guy. Good. All right, there we go. So we got all of that. Let's go ahead and get the cover. Zoom back out all the way. All right, let's move this over here. We'll get this cover back over. So it's gonna go this way. We're gonna click this back on, okay? And then we can go ahead and route all this cabling back down. So pull that in. Hopefully you guys can even see. I don't know. Get that routed over there. Get this routed over there. And then this one goes over there. Okay, so we got that all routed. We're going to lower this back down. Okay, and the top should go in first. So if you can, clip the top back in. Just like that. Work your way down the sides. And obviously down to the bottom. Okay, then just go around the entire thing. Make sure it's all clipped in. Again, these aren't screws, so you don't need to worry about tightening them or anything. You just want to clip everything back in. Looks good. Okay, put that back down. And then we got to get the hinge back in place. So this is the difficult part because, yeah. Well, let's flip this upside down. Wait, is that going to be easier? No. Okay, we'll keep it this way. Is it going to be easier? Oh, it'll be easier the other way to see, I think. Okay, so flip that upside down. We'll grab this, put these back into the slots, and then we raise that back up. Okay, and it needs to stay tilted, so I'm going to put something underneath the screen to hold it like that. Alright, and now we'll just get the 4 screws in there back in. That's the tough part because there's not much room, so you need a nice size screwdriver. Make sure the thing seats properly, because if you put it too far, you can see it's not in right. You need to kind of wiggle it around and make sure it sits down properly. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and get those screws in. I'm going to try using a smaller bit to at least start it. I don't have a good one to use, but let's try this. Okay, so I'm going to be just starting out with this smaller one, just to turn the screws a little bit. There we go. Looks like that's working. So, yeah. Tighten that in, tighten this in. Okay, so this is kind of just to get it started. Because this screwdriver bit is too small, and if I try and torque it down real hard, it's probably just going to strip the screw, and that's going to be a very tough screw to get out with how cramped it is here. So this is just to get it started. Okay, and last screw in here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to use the larger one to tighten everything up here. Okay, what am I think I got some screwdrivers mixed up or something here. Oops. Okay, sorry for the long pause of nothingness. What did I do with my screwdriver bit? Let me find that real quick. I'll be back. Oh, actually, I put it back in the slot. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and tighten these down. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Good. We got those all tightened in. And last thing to do is to snap this piece on. So we'll try and get this piece down here in first. So get that in. I'm just putting it at an angle like this. And then let's see, can we swing it up? Yep. Alright, and then click this all in. You might have to squeeze from the inside as well. And there we go. It's all clipped in place. And the stand works. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't do that, it would be very helpful if you could watch a few of my other videos and yeah, comment on them because the YouTube algorithm likes to see that. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Oh yeah, one other thing. Don't forget to put these little rubber feet back in there, or screw covers. They're not necessary, but it just covers those screws so it looks a little cleaner. Alright, that's it. See you guys later. Bye.